Hi, welcome to my channel, Moon Tarot. My name is Mauh Moon, and I'm happy to have you here. Today I'm going to be using my Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, and we're going to do a pick a crystal tarot reading video. This video is a little bit different than the other pick a card videos I do because you're going to be picking a crystal. There are 10 crystals, and you're going to be picking one crystal that represents one subject. The subject matter I've already attributed to the crystal, so I'm not going to tell you what each crystal represents as far as the subject matter goes, but you will find out when you go to the timestamps down in the description box. I will pick one card for each crystal, and I'm going to answer what the subject matter is talking about with the one card. So that might sound a little complicated. Maybe it's not complicated. But basically there's one crystal that you have to pick out of 10, and I'm going to pick one card for each crystal, and I'm going to talk about what the card represents for each crystal. So welcome to you if you are a new viewer. I hope you stick around, and it's nice to have you here with me. And welcome to those of you who have watched my videos before. I'm really grateful to have you support me and to listen to what I have to say, to believe what I have to say. I really appreciate you, and I'm so happy to have you here. So I'm going to introduce you to the crystals. So these are the crystals we have, which represent 10 different subject matters, and with which I will draw one card for each crystal. The first crystal we have is the rose quartz crystal. It's for the card number 1. The second crystal we have is the clear quartz crystal. It's going to represent card number 2. The third crystal we have is the black tourmaline. That will represent card number 3. The fourth one we have is ruby zosite. That one will represent card number 4. The fifth crystal we have is Cinabrite. That will represent card number 5. The sixth crystal we have is green obsidian. That will represent card number 6. The seventh crystal we have is blue obsidian. That will represent card number 7. The eighth crystal we have is moss agate. That will represent card number 8. The ninth crystal we have is opalite. That will represent card number 9. And the 10th crystal we have is mahogany obsidian, and that will represent card number 10. So as you're looking at these crystals, take into consideration the color, the energy that it's giving to you, how it's making you feel. Just look at the crystals and pick a crystal that you feel is calling to you, and I'll do the rest. So there are going to be timestamps in the description box. So if you want to jump ahead to any of the crystals to see what the reading and answer is with the tarot card, you can go ahead and do that. But I'll just let you look at the crystals for a little while longer and pick a crystal from 1 to 10 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you need to pause the video and keep looking at them, you can, but I'm going to go ahead and get to the readings now. Hi, so if you picked crystal number 1, the pink quartz, you picked the pile that represents your job, which you do for a living. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, and we're going to pick a card that represents some insight as to your job. I like to wait for the cards to fly out, but they don't always do that. So we're going to go ahead and pick one if it takes a little too long. I don't want to take all your time shuffling cards here. So I'm going to take this card. So in a representation of your job. So we have the 9 of Swords to represent your job situation. And, you know, there are 9 swords over this woman's head in horizontal fashion. And, you know, a knight only uses 1 sword. And this individual has 9 swords. So the answer as far as your job is concerned is that you are paying attention to too many things. You are thinking too much about different subject matters, and it's causing you anxiety. Now, this is not necessarily something that happens all the time to you at work, but it does happen at times where you start to feel anxious and you start to think about the many things that you are handling as far as your responsibilities go. So it's about letting go of all those things that you're thinking about at work and focusing on one thing at a time. That's the message that I'm getting from Spirit, is that with these 9 swords that you're focusing on, representing thoughts and mental situations. I kind of know how this feels, because a lot of the times I'll be anxious before I get to work, because I'll feel like, can I do this job? How am I going to be able to handle all the different situations that I might come across? And the anxiety builds up in your chest, right? And you start to feel like you can't do the job, and you start to feel like a little bit of rumbling in your stomach, a little bit of turning in your stomach, and you feel like you're not capable of doing the job. But a little bit of advice that Spirit is giving me as in regards to this 9 of Swords card for your job is, if you've been doing this job for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, if you've been doing this job for a good amount of time, then you know that you have been successful this far. And so a good bit of advice that Spirit is telling me to let you know is that you can focus on, to get rid of this anxiety of the 9 of Swords, focus on how you've been able to accomplish your job this far. Focus on people around you that encourage you and think that you're a good worker. Perhaps you have a good reputation at work. And so even though you often get anxious thinking about the job, remember that you have a lot of people that are supporting you at your job. I know that when I work at the hospital, sometimes I'll forget to do something for somebody, and I'll think about it later on at night when I'm in my bed. Oh my gosh, I forgot to go back and give that woman a glass of water, which isn't a life-threatening situation. I'm sure that as somebody who's a nurse, there's a lot of more life-threatening situations that they think about at night. So it doesn't necessarily matter what you do as a job. It's just that you have the 9 of Swords, which says that you're focusing on too many things right now. If you're feeling anxious about work, it's because you're focusing on too many things, too many swords, too many thoughts. And you need to sort through those thoughts and get rid of them until you only have one, because a knight only has one sword, and the knight uses that sword to, avenge or protect himself, or to fight for his cause or her cause. So remember that you want to bring those thoughts down to something that you can handle and assimilate and understand and control, so that you're not bogged down by all these swords, all these thoughts that are running through your mind. So you picked the Rose Quartz, and this was your card in regards to your job. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 2, the clear quartz. If you picked crystal number 2, you picked the crystal that is going to represent love for you. So I'm going to shuffle the cards a little bit and then draw a card in regards to love for you. Oh, okay. So we have the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups for love is about nostalgia. It's about reaching deep into your past and exploring ways that you have been able to love in your past. Perhaps you've been somebody who gives gifts, and that is your love method, the way that you choose to love. Perhaps you're the type of person that likes to give gifts, and that's your love language. There are love languages: physical touch, words of affirmation, gift giving, Perhaps you do tasks for people to let them know that you care about them and you're spending your time getting things done for them, such as cleaning off someone's car for them. But this one is really focusing on giving a gift of love. And it's about looking into your love language, how it is that you express love to the people around you. Perhaps you express love to your partner, your lover, differently than you express love for other people, or perhaps you are somebody who expresses love in different ways, or to different people, like I said, or perhaps you're somebody who loves to express love to your family members all in the same sort of way. I know that when I was making a little bit more money, a lot of the way that I would show love to people would be to get them gifts that I thought that they would enjoy. It was a thoughtful way to choose something for that person that I thought that they would really appreciate. And so for this subject matter of love, it's about giving. How do you give love, but also how do you receive love? Are you allowing people to give to you, or do you feel bad when somebody gives you a gift and feel like you have to return the favor? It's about remembering that as a child, you don't have those taboos as far as giving a gift and then receiving a gift and then having to give a gift. That's not how love works. It's not about I give to you and you give to me back. It's about I give to you out of the goodness of my heart, out of the love in my heart. And if you wish to give back to me in gratitude or in reciprocation of the love that I'm showing you, you're welcome to do that. But just open your heart to understanding the past and how you have in the past expressed your love to people. I don't know what all the love languages are, but if you want to Google that, you can Google, I think there's at least 5 love languages. And perhaps you can look into, I know like one of them is words of affirmation, telling people nice things about themselves, giving people compliments, telling somebody I love you, telling somebody you're doing a good job. That's words of encouragement. Perhaps you're somebody who likes to give words of encouragement. You like to tell someone they're doing a good job at work, or you like to express to your partner that you think that you're proud of them and you think that they're doing a good job. Perhaps you're somebody who likes to give gifts, like I already talked about. Perhaps you're somebody who shows physical affection. You rub somebody on the back, somebody that maybe you're working for. Like for me, sometimes I'll rub a patient's back to show them that I appreciate them and that they are still loved even though they're in a difficult situation. Or maybe you're somebody who likes to give hugs. That's at least 4 love languages right there. I don't know what the 5th one is. Time, giving time to somebody. Perhaps you're somebody who shows their love through giving your time, helping somebody out, helping them to move, or just engaging in a conversation over the phone. That's another way to show your love language. So with this card, the 6 of Cups, it's really about how do you express your love to people and how do you receive love best? Now that you know 5 love languages that people can express love to you, how do you see that people express love to you? And do you see it as them expressing love? Do you see that when somebody spends time on the phone with you, that's because they love you and they appreciate you and they care about you? Or did you think that the only way that somebody could show love to you was to give you a gift, or to give you a kiss, or to give you, sexual favors, So really with the 6 of Cups and crystal, the clear crystal quartz for this card here representing love, it's about how do you give love and how do you receive love. So I hope that was a helpful reading for you, and I will see you in my next video. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 3, the black tourmaline crystal. If you picked this crystal, the reading is going to be about friendship for you. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle my cards and pick a card that has to do with friendship. I'm going to go pick a card now. Okay, so the card we got for friendship is the King of Pentacles. And it's about being a good friend, King of Pentacles. Now, why do I say it's about being a good friend? Because the King of Pentacles is a people-focused king. Of course, all kings are focused on people, right? Because they rule and they help to guide the people of their kingdom. So the King of Pentacles is a people person, and the Pentacles represents like friends. For this reading, for this card, the Pentacle represents a friend, and it's about being a good friend. It's about honoring that friend. It's about showing honor to that friend, like I already said. So the King of Pentacles, as I'm looking at this king, he's a very pensive king. And perhaps that's what you are like. Perhaps you're very pensive, and perhaps you feel like, well, I don't really have a friend that I can consider my best friend. And the King of Pentacles is not only a friend person with a specific person, but a friend person with those that they meet. So the King of Pentacles is a friend to anybody that he meets, because he's a sociable type of king. And I guess you might think, how do you see the King of Pentacles as a sociable king? But it's just the idea that the king is involved with a lot of people. And I mean, to be a king, you have to be a people person, right? You have to be able to, shoot the shit, or I don't think kings would call it shoot the shit, but, you have to be able to talk about the weather, or talk about what's going on, or talk about how someone's doing, or say hi to people as you see them. So it's really about the friendship being a friend to the world, really being a friend to the world. Maybe that's the type of person you are with the King of Pentacles. Maybe you're the type of person who is very sociable, like a social butterfly. And right now you're missing your friends. You're missing being able to get out with people and to communicate and to socialize with the King of Pentacles. But Spirit is telling me that there are still other ways for you to socialize with your friends. You could go for a walk with your friend, as long as you're not too close, or as long as you're wearing a mask to be able to protect yourself and your friend as well. Or you could talk to somebody on the phone, or you could do a Zoom meeting, or you could do a group Zoom meeting, like my sisters did for my birthday party. They all got together on Zoom, and we had a little meeting there. So for friendship, a Spirit is telling me that you're missing your friends and you're missing your social life. But remember that the King of Pentacles is just that. It's a sociable person. And so I see you as a sociable person. I see you as a person who is appreciated by their surroundings, appreciated by their community. You are seen as somebody that always has a positive attitude. You're seen as somebody who isn't afraid to give of their time and resources to help out. And it's commendable for I'm getting the idea from Spirit that you are honored. You are an honored person because you are like that. You give people the benefit of the doubt, which means you don't judge by appearances, but you get to know somebody first before you make your decision as to how you feel about that person. But even if you make a decision about how you feel about a person, you still give them the benefit of the doubt, despite maybe seeing certain things about them that you don't like, because you realize that everybody is different and that not everybody's going to see things the same way as you. And also, you don't listen to what other people say about a person before you get to know the person yourself. So you're very honest and open with the people that you meet, and you're also not going to take someone else's comments on somebody and make a judgment for yourself based on that other person's comments, but you will get to know the person a little bit more for yourself so that you can make a decision as to how you feel about them. So that's really commendable, and it's very honorable. So for you with the King of Pentacles in regards to friendship, Spirit is saying that you are honored, you are an honorable person, you You should honor yourself and only think the best about yourself, because other people think the best about you too. So I hope this was an enjoyable reading. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 4. You picked the ruby Zosite. There are bits of ruby in this crystal, and if you shine a black light on this crystal, they'll glow fluorescent pink. So you picked the ruby Zosite, and if you picked the ruby Zosite, your tarot card is going to be in regards to money. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards and pick a card in regards to money for you. Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card for money because it's the card of continuous abundance. It's the card of putting energy out and receiving energy back consistently. So you may be somebody who spends a lot of money, or you may be somebody who has spent a lot of money, or you may be somebody who is trying to save money. This card is saying yes. This card is saying yes, you can save money. You can keep money in your bank account. You just have to focus on being careful about what you spend it on. And yes, you can spend money. You have the money in your pocket. You have the money in your hand. And if you want to spend it, you can. And it's also saying that you are continuously being blessed with the resource of money. So maybe you're continually being blessed with the resource of money because you have a job that you are receiving a paycheck from regularly, or maybe you're on some sort of salary insurance because you may be on sick leave, but you're still receiving a paycheck. Or maybe you are being paid because you're on unemployment, so you are being paid by the government because you haven't been able to stay at your job for a valid reason. Or maybe you have your own business and you have a steady flow of income coming in through your own business. But the Ace of Pentacles is very much about having money, being able to spend money, being able to save money. It's the ace, right? It's the ace, and it's holding a pentacle, which is like a coin. And it's like it's being handed by the divine. And there's like an open door here. And this is like the Garden of Eden. And when I look at that, I think like you are somebody who, sees money as energy. Sorry, I'm trying to clean this lipstick off my card as I'm talking to you. You are somebody who sees money as energy. You see it as something that you don't worry about. And if you do worry about it, you make a point to yourself to try to save more money and to try to be careful about what you spend it on. So you have an all-around healthy outlook on money and on how it ebbs and flows, how it is given and how it is received. And with the Garden of Eden, it's like there may have been times in your past where you have felt like you were locked out of the Garden of Eden, like you had done something wrong financially, and it was not your gift to be living in a paradisical, is that even a word? Paradisical, something that is like paradise for somebody who is something that is like paradise financially for you. So maybe you have been in some debt in your past and you're working to pay that off. You are making your garden, you are rebuilding your Garden of Eden. You are rebuilding that special place of abundance for yourself. So this is saying, the Spirit is saying, don't worry if you've hit a few dead ends, a few rough patches with your finances. Everything is going to work out in the end. When you are on your deathbed, you're not going to think, I wish I had more money. You're going to be thinking about the enjoyable times you had in life. And so you know that money is not the end all be all, but you know that it's important to be financially responsible, and that even though you may have hit some rough patches as far as saving money or not getting yourself into debt, you are realizing now that you're paying more attention to money, to finances, to saving finances, getting rid of debt, and being careful about what you spend your money on. So that is the reading for those of you who picked pile number, well, not pile number 4, but crystal number 4, the ruby Zosite. I hope it was enjoyable for you. And I hope you learned something about yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 5, Cinabrite. If you picked the Cinabrite crystal, your card is going to have to answer the idea of health. So I'm going to shuffle the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, and I'm going to pick a card in regards to health for you. Okay, wow. We have the 7 of Cups for health. So there are a lot of different factors that make up your health. There is nutrition, there is exercise, there is meditation, there is paying attention to your spiritual side, there is paying attention to your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit. You're also paying attention to so yeah, I mean, there's like the mind, the body, and the soul and the spirit. And this card, the 7 of Cups, is saying you have a lot of different options open to you to take care of yourself and to take care of your health. And you want to work on each one to get each one accounted for. So with this 7 of Cups, it's like you're looking at a bunch of different options at how you can improve your health. And you want to be able to touch on each different cup. You want to take a piece of each cup in order to increase your health and increase your vitality. And perhaps you have a lot of things being presented to you. Perhaps you have been presented with the idea of doing some at-home exercises, or with taking more walks outdoors, or with buying a set of dumbbells so that you can have a little bit of extra resistance on your at-home, yoga exercises. Or perhaps you've been thinking about buying yourself a yoga mat and trying to do some YouTube yoga videos. Perhaps you've been thinking about cutting out dairy or meat products from your diet. Perhaps you've been thinking about adding more protein to your diet. And perhaps you've been thinking about taking care of your mental health by creating a gratitude journal. Perhaps you've been thinking about trying to feel more useful by trying to find a job that you feel like suits what you love to do and what you feel would touch the world. So you're also paying attention to not just the inner changes, but also the outer changes that you want to make. And I'm thinking about New Year's resolutions, because I feel like if you picked the Cinabrite crystal for the 5th crystal, the pile that has to do with health, perhaps you are looking into crystals and you're looking into the properties of crystals and how they can help you health-wise. Perhaps you're somebody who is interested in herbal remedies and you want to take a course on learning how to do herbal healing, or some sort of healing where you don't have to focus so much on chemical medications. Maybe you're somebody who needs to pay attention to your health by taking a medication, and so you're trying to create a routine for yourself where you remember to take your medication on a regular basis. Whatever category you fall into, this health card is saying there are a lot of different aspects, a lot of different facets that make up your health, and you need to pay attention to each one. And sometimes if you pay attention to the whole gamut of cups all at once, it becomes overwhelming. So make sure that you write down the different areas of your health, different like mental, physical, nutritional, whatever the rest of the categories are, and make sure that you are slowly paying attention to each one in order to get all those aspects of your health taken care of. Excuse me. Perhaps you haven't been to the dentist in a while and you need to go to the dentist. Try to take care of that. Try to set your priorities straight for yourself. As you see, this individual has a lot of cups to choose from, and they all look good. So just like your health, there's a lot of things that your health can involve, and they all look good. So just try to pay attention to one at a time and things will work out. So I hope this was a helpful reading for you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked, excuse me, the green Obsidian, crystal number 6. Sorry, my throat is a little bit blocked. So you picked the green Obsidian, and if you picked this green Obsidian, crystal number 6, your card is going to have to do with the mind. So the tarot card is going to be a message in regards to your mind. So I'm going to shuffle the cards a few times, and I'm going to pick a card from the shuffled pack. So let's pick a card, any card. There we go. Wow, we have the 9 of Pentacles. 9? Yeah. The 9 of Pentacles to have to do with your mind. Oh my gosh. This is A plus. So your mind is independent. You are an independent, disciplined individual. You are a joyful, look at all the yellow. You are joyful, you are abundant, you are disciplined. She disciplined that falcon to come back to her and to land on her hand, or her hand. And she's disciplined that falcon, and the bird comes back to her, even though she's outside in a garden and the bird could easily fly away and never come back. She is in a garden full of abundance, 9 pentacles. She represents you and your mind. And so if you have picked the 9 of Pentacles with the green Obsidian crystal number 6, this card is affirming to you that you are on the right track, that you are abundant, that you are independent. You have an independent, clever mind. You have a mind of abundance. You are somebody who sees the world with the glass half full instead of glass half empty. And the universe just wants to encourage you, to let you know today that you have this 9 of Pentacles for your mind, and you are like this woman in the 9 of Pentacles, and you see life as abundant. You see like that there is no lack. There is always room for each person in this world. There may be a lot of people who do the same thing as you do, but nobody does it the way you do it. And I think that's what the universe is trying to tell you, that you are a special individual, that your mind is clever, that your mind is disciplined. And discipline is not an easy thing to achieve, and you have achieved that. You have worked through a lot of difficult situations to be able to get to this place where you are abundant with positivity and joy. And maybe you feel like, well, I'm not a very joyous person, but the world sees you that way. The world sees you as a positive person. And maybe you do feel down moments at times. It's normal to feel that way. We're not always going to be feeling like we're seeing the world with rose-colored glasses, but ultimately at the bottom of everything, you want to help other people. Your mind is geared to help, to provide, to achieve, and to be independent. You are no man's debtor. And maybe you do owe money to people, but what I mean by you are no man's debtor is that you pull your own weight. In a job, you do what you need to do to pull your own weight. If you don't know what you're doing, you ask for help. You follow the rules by the book. You are a by the book person, who doesn't mean that you don't think outside the box. It just means that even if you are thinking outside the box, which I do see this card as someone who thinks outside the box, but if you are somebody who thinks outside the box but still does things by the book, it's because you know that there is a method to your madness. You know that there's a method to the things that you do. So the mind card with the 9 of Pentacles is really one that says you are abundant, you are beautiful, you are large and in charge. And even if you don't feel that way, that is the core of who you are. So I hope this was a helpful reading for those of you who picked crystal number 6, the green Obsidian. And I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi. Wow. Okay. So if you picked the 7th crystal, you picked the blue obsidian crystal, and you didn't know this, but the blue obsidian crystal for you, the tarot card is going to be about your body. So let's see what tarot card you get in regards to your body. Let's just shuffle the cards, and then after I shuffle the cards a few times, I'll pick a card. So let's pick a card here. Oops. Okay, I think I'm going to pick this one. This is going to be about your body. Ooh, we have the 5 of Cups. but it's okay. It's good. Let me just put these cards down. So about your body, we have the Five of Cups, and already it's like the message is obvious. It's like you're focusing on parts of yourself that you don't like, when you really need to focus on the parts of yourself that you do like, and you need to focus on the parts of yourself that are all of your parts are worthy, but you need to focus on the parts that you feel are unworthy, because you need to realize that they are worthy as well. As much as you think that maybe certain parts of your body are unworthy, meaning you don't see them as parts that you really like about yourself, it's important to focus on those parts and see the value in those parts. So an example, I was doing a ritual where I was sitting in the bath and I was looking at my body and I was disgusted by it. Okay. I guess it's normal. We all sometimes feel that way about our bodies, right? But what I didn't realize until that moment, when I was actually paying attention to the parts of my body that I disliked and how I disliked my body as a whole, because if you dislike a certain part of your body, you are telling your whole body that it's not worthy. If you dislike your stomach, let's say, you are telling your whole body that it is not worthy to be loved. And your stomach does a lot of good things for you, right? It digests your food, it takes the nutrients and delivers them to your blood to be delivered to your body. It balances the pH in your body. It secretes certain chemicals that help you to digest and for your body to stay in balance. So your stomach is really important. Now, let's say you don't like your thighs. Your thighs are like trunks on a tree. They give you the strength to stand up. They may not be the best, the nicest part that you think you have, but they're still important. Without your thighs, you wouldn't have your legs, and without your legs, you couldn't walk, right? So it's really important not to just to look away from those parts that you don't like about your body, but to pay attention to those parts of your body that you don't like, so that you can understand the value in those parts of your body that you don't like. Because at the end of the day, who says what a body is supposed to look like, right? Who gives the rules as to what a beautiful body is? A beautiful body is any body. It can be an old body, it can be a young body, it can be a fat body. The body is always working to our benefit. No matter how fat, how old, how skinny, the body is constantly trying to work to our benefit, constantly trying to keep us in homeostasis, in balance. And the body will fight to the death to try to keep you alive. The heart is constantly beating, and maybe the heart is not a part of yourself that you see, right? So you don't really pay attention to it. But when you do cardio exercise, you're strengthening your heart. And you're strengthening your body, because your blood will pump stronger through your body, and you'll have better circulation, better heat distribution, better nutrient delivery. So I think with this card representing your body and being the Five of Cups, paying attention to those cups that are spilled and grieving over those cups that are spilled, it is okay to grieve about the fact that maybe you ate a little bit too much over the past year and you've gained a few pounds around your belly or your thighs or your back, or your hips. Maybe you see parts of yourself that you don't like, because maybe the gyms have been closed and you haven't been able to get to the gym, and you don't have any exercise equipment at home. You only have the minimal, and you're not able to keep up the body that you always wanted to have. That's okay, because we're all going through this as a collective. But I think what we need to do as a collective is realize that we are stronger as a collective if we are strong as individuals. And that means loving yourself and loving your physical body and doing what you can to love your physical body and to be grateful for every part of who you are. If you're able to walk to the bathroom and go to the bathroom without having, anything burning, then you are in good health down there. If you are able to bring food to your mouth, eat it, and have it pass through right out the bottom down there, your anus, if it's able to go through your body and come out your anus successfully, I know this may be TMI, too much information, but if you're able to do those little things, if you're able to make urine, that means your kidneys are functioning properly. Don't sabotage your body because you don't like one part of it or two parts of it or three parts of it. Make sure that you pay attention to those parts and give them even more love, because those are the parts that need more love. If you don't like your stomach, Who cares if you don't like your stomach? Your stomach is still a good stomach. And remember that you did this to your body. If you don't have any underlying health issues and you gained weight, it's not because your body deserves hate. It's because you ate too much food. You ate too many sweets. And you shouldn't hate your body because you transformed it into something that you don't like at this point. You need to pay attention that your body is fighting for you, just like my body is fighting for me. And, it's trying to keep you healthy, and you need to pay attention to your body and give it the love that it needs to be able to transform it into what you want it to look like if you have goals to change your body. So I hope this was a helpful reading for you, for those who picked the blue obsidian crystal number 7 with the 5 of Cups card. And I hope it was helpful, like I said, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hello. So if you picked crystal number 8, you picked the moss agate crystal. And if you picked crystal number 8, the moss agate, your tarot card is going to be about life in general. So a reading about any aspect of life that the card brings into our minds. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we got the King of Cups. That one just popped out. We have the King of Cups about life in general. So we have masculine energy, take charge type of energy about life in general. We have the King, but also the King of Cups. And it's interesting because he looks like he's trying to step off of his throne and into the water. So he's very enthusiastic about feeling that energy of the water, about feeling that energy of emotions. He sits on his throne and he's very composed, but he'd love to be able to show you just how emotional he can get and just how much in touch with his emotions he can be. And so I feel like with this card being representative of your life in general, it's really important for you to express yourself. You are somebody who really truly likes to express themselves, likes to show the emotions that they're feeling, maybe wears your heart on your sleeve, isn't afraid to cry at a movie, isn't afraid to speak their mind. You almost have this energy of being unfiltered, and being unfiltered. You say what you think, and what you see is what you get. I feel like that's the energy the King of Cups is giving for this life in general reading. So you're very unfiltered, you're very to the point, so much so that people sometimes could think that you are cold or mean or even uncaring. But it's not that you are trying to be cold, mean, and uncaring. It's just that you are what you are. You are what people see. You aren't going to pull a wool over anybody's eyes about how you feel. And you are mastering your emotions. You're learning how to understand your emotions. You're learning how to gauge your emotions and what the emotions are, because you're constantly learning. Because the King of Cups is a representation of someone who's constantly learning about emotions and constantly learning how to take those emotions into control, but also to take into consideration the emotions of others. So you're changing, you're developing into a more caring individual as far as what people see on the outside. But as far as you on the inside, you know that you've always been a caring individual. You know that you have nothing to hide, and you know that you have a good heart, and you mean well. You don't mean to upset anybody. It's just that you don't like to be who you aren't. You want to be somebody who is genuine, and you hold that cup, that master cup of it's like the cup can be filled or the cup can be poured out. Your throne is set in stone, but your throne is set in stone upon the water. So you're very easily changeable. You can easily change your feelings, almost like with the change of the wind, or almost like if the wind blows, you start to cry. Like you're really a sensitive person, but sometimes because you are so sensitive, like in the past, maybe you've been so sensitive that you've been hurt, showing that sensitive side in yourself. So you maybe have built up this wall, not to protect yourself from showing your emotions, but to protect yourself from showing your emotions in a way where you feel like people are seeing you as if you are weak. So it's a very complex card to express for life in general, but the life in general is basically for you, somebody who has no filter, somebody, not that you would insult somebody, but if you don't have anything nice to say, then you're not going to say it. But if you think something bad about somebody, because you don't like the way they've done something, or you're annoyed by them, you're not going to tell them you're annoyed by them, but you're just going to keep quiet. You're not going to say anything. But when you do say something, it's open, honest truth, and people appreciate you for being somebody who speaks their open, honest truth. And some people may not like you for that, but you have no need to apologize to people, because you are being open, you are being honest with yourself and with others, and you are learning through your experiences in life that even though you are a sensitive person, you know that you can put up that shield for yourself where people aren't going to take advantage of your sensitivity. So that's what I see with the King of Cups for life in general. For those of you who picked the Moss Agate, crystal number 8. I hope it was helpful for you, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 9. You picked the Opalite crystal. So beautiful, iridescent. And if you pick the Opalite crystal, you picked the crystal that's going to be representing romance. So the card that we're going to draw is going to be in regards to romance. I'm going to shuffle the cards a few times, and then I'm going to pick one. Unless one falls out, but we'll see. Okay, so let's pick a card. For romance, I'm gonna pick this one. Ooh, we got the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. For romance, with the Opalite crystal, the 5 of Pentacles. So this card speaks to me about hope, but it also speaks to me about the effort that you need to achieve that hope. So you could be somebody who's a hopeless romantic, but who doesn't have their romantic partner yet. You feel like you're out in the cold. You feel like you've been looking for centuries, ages, millenniums. You've been looking for this romantic partner that you have really been hoping to be able to connect with, but you feel like you're out in the cold. You feel like you're not getting what you're trying to put out into the universe. But there is always hope, because there's that heated building that we see the light coming out of with the 5 of Pentacles. And I think it's about not seeing yourself as somebody who is hindered, but seeing yourself as somebody who is open to the possibility of stepping into the light, of hope. You know, with this 5 of Pentacles in regards to romance, you could also have a romantic partner, and the fact of the matter is that you feel like you know, things have gotten cold as far as your relationship goes, or sometimes you see the relationship as cold and you don't see yourself as being in a very exciting relationship. You almost feel like, where is the magic? But the magic is still there. It's just about stepping into the magic and figuring out how to get into that magic again. It's about rekindling that fire around you and stepping into the warmth of that church. And it's about not seeing, like, this is a church back here with the stained glass window. It's not about seeing that church and thinking, oh, I don't want to go into it. It's a church. I won't be accepted there. But it's about opening your mind to new possibilities and forgetting about the preconceived notions that you have about how to attain what you want to achieve. So it could be about you not having a romantic partner, and it could be about the fact that you need to open your mind to loving yourself and taking care of yourself first and foremost before you can start inviting love into your life. Or it could be about the fact that sometimes you feel like the romance in your relationship is not there, and it's about being willing to see things in a different light and to step into helping yourself before you can actually bring magic back into your relationship. But as far as romance goes, there is a sort of sense that sometimes things are very cold. Sometimes things feel like they're unfair, and you feel like you're being supported by people who feel the same way as you. Maybe you have a friend who also doesn't have any romantic partner, and you guys talk bad about the fact that, you know, there's no good people out there, and you never seem to find somebody who's you know, compatible with yourself. And you complain about the fact that you aren't finding that romantic partner with this other person. in the picture who's also out in the cold, but it's not about dwelling on the negative. Of course, there's always going to be something negative that you can dwell on, but it's about dwelling on the positive and seeing that even though you may not feel like you can be accepted in a positive light, maybe you feel like you're not really a positive person when it comes to thinking about romance. Maybe you don't want to be in a romantic relationship. Maybe you feel like you've already been there, done that, and that's fine too. But it's also about, even though you're not in a romantic relationship, make sure that you're still pampering yourself in a way that you would if you were in a romantic relationship. So maybe you haven't shaved your legs in aeons, and now you know it's time to shave your legs. It's time to make yourself feel better. It's time to take that bath for yourself. You know, it's time to put on that face mask. It's time to wash your hair. It's time to take a shower. It's time to take care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself and show yourself self-love, you will bring love into your life. What you're putting into yourself, you will reflect and attract. So whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship and want to be, or not in a relationship and don't want to be, it's really about not only dwelling on the negative aspects of a relationship or not being in a relationship, or about yourself, and looking at the hope as this light shining through the stained glass window, as there being a glimmer of hope and you being able to step into it if you so choose. So I hope that was a helpful reading for you with the Opalite crystal stone, Opalite crystal number 9. I hope that was helpful, like I said, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, welcome to those of you who picked crystal number 10, the Mahogany Obsidian. If you picked this crystal, crystal number 10, the Mahogany Obsidian, your tarot card is going to be in regards to business. So I'm going to shuffle the tarot cards a few times and then draw one in regards to business. And don't zone out just yet. Maybe you don't have your own business, but it has to do with business and life, you know? How you conduct your business in life. So don't click out just yet. Let's hold up and see what this card will have to say in regards to business for you. So let's pick a card. Oh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. The Ace of Pentacles in regards to business. Now, this Ace of Pentacles in regards to business could mean that your business is doing well, that you are being blessed by the divine and receiving a lot of income through your business. It could mean that your business is not doing well financially, but that spiritually you are being taken care of. So maybe you're the type of person who is in some sort of small business, which is considered non-essential at this time. And Spirit is saying, trust your instinct, trust yourself, trust that you are being divinely guided to know how to approach the fact that your business is closed down for the moment. And trust that there is going to be hope for you again, that there will be that Garden of Eden. And that you will be stepping into it again in a certain amount of time. It's just about being patient, but you are being patient because the pentacle also represents spirituality, and you're being handed a gift right now. Although it may not feel like you're being handed a gift, there is a reason for why your business has been put on hold right now. Maybe your business has closed down and you haven't been able to support yourself financially. This is saying that spiritually you will be supported, that there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Because the pentacle can be spiritual or can be monetary. It can be a physical thing or it can be a spiritual representation. It doesn't have to only be about money. It could mean that spiritually you are conducting your business in the world, maybe not like a monetary business, but the way that you see and do things, you are conducting it in a way that is spiritually appropriate. So the way you approach your work environment, you are doing it in a way that is spiritually appropriate. You are doing it in a way where you are bringing spirituality to those around you. You are handing people a gift of spirituality. And when I say spirituality, what do I mean? Like, what does that mean to be a spiritual person? And I think what it really means is to bring light to the individuals around you. So in your business, you have been a light bearer to the people around you, whatever your business might be about. You have been able to shine a light for the people around you, and they've really appreciated how you've brought your your serious side to the table, how you've brought your business side, your serious side. When you think of business, what words come to your mind? I think of seriousness, I think of dedication, I think of discipline. So all those different aspects of yourself, all those different facets of who you are bringing that to the people around you. So maybe people have really enjoyed your business in the past, and maybe they still wish that they could go to you to give you business because they really appreciated it. It's also about thinking about different ways that you can approach presenting your business to others. Maybe you need to go online and do some sort of online business for yourself. Maybe you need to start a web page where you are able to offer your business services to people around you, or maybe you need to just create a web page for yourself or an Instagram account for yourself where you can showcase what you are offering. You don't necessarily have to create a website, because I know websites are hard to create. They can either cost a lot of money or take a lot of time, but an Instagram account or a Facebook account or whatever sort of type of social media you want to use to present yourself business-wise to people around you. Maybe you want to display your artistic ability to people around you. Maybe you like to start selling your paintings, or you'd like to start selling something that you're able to create with your hands and make some money that way. There's plenty of different ideas out there for how you can make money. You can start an Etsy shop, and I think it's only a few cents, like maybe 50 cents or 60 cents per month or something to have an Etsy shop. I don't know exactly how much it is, but I don't think it's expensive to pay for an Etsy shop monthly, especially if you're getting an income from what you're placing on your Etsy shop for sale. So for business and crystal number 10, the Mahogany Obsidian with the Ace of Pentacles, I really do feel like that's what this card is saying as far as business goes. It's about believing in the fact that you are on the right path, that you are being guided. Even if things feel like they're going downhill, you are being guided and things will look up for you again. It's just about being open to see that looking up doesn't always necessarily mean reopening a business or making a lot of money. Sometimes sometimes what you receive is not what you expect to receive, but it's actually a better outcome for you because you didn't realize it, but down the road it's going to make sense. So I know that's not always easy to accept, that you may not understand it now, but in the future it will make sense to you and you'll see why it all happened the way it did. But I think that's what the universe is saying through this Ace of Pentacles and the Garden of Eden here, is like sometimes we don't think that things are turning out the way we want them to turn out, but down the road in the future we see that they turn out just the way they were supposed to. So I hope this was a helpful reading for you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell if you appreciate my readings, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.